As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. And for me, to be sharpened by others was a real benefit. To be trained at St Andrew's Hall pushed me beyond the theory and into the practical, and I found this really important for my own growth and development as a person and better able to be prepared for ministry.
At the beginning I was very nervous to live in St Andrew's Hall in community because I thought that we were not going to have any more privacy. But in fact it was very different. I enjoyed the time of we have there to make friends and to make friends that can understand how it is to be a missionary.
The things I learned at St Andrew's Hall are things I didn't learn at Bible College. I think it's because there was much more of a focus on living in another culture, where Bible College was training me to live in this culture and to function as a Christian in this culture, teaching the word here, putting into practice what I'd learned from the study of the scriptures and trying to think about how that would work with people who don't think the same way as me is really the benefit of being at St Andrew's Hall.
I think one thing I valued from the St Andrew's Hall training was just the fact that it felt like a bit of a mini trial run, and just seeing what it's like to move cities and to start afresh somewhere where those normal support networks aren't there.
One of the helpful things for me in the course was that we were repeatedly encouraged to get out of our comfort zone. It was a bit of a repeated refrain. The idea was that when you do that, you then reflect back on how you've sort of coped with that experience.
One thing I really appreciated was the Living Faiths course. I'd read books about different religions and I'd spoken to people about different religions, but in this course we spoke face to face with missionaries that had been involved in ministry with people from those religions for a long time, and also we met people that were devout followers of those religions. So we met with Muslim women and spoke with them about how they feel about life and their family and Allah. I got to meet up with a Buddhist uni student and talk about her life as a Buddhist. There were some Hindus that came and spoke to us. I feel it's much more practical.
Yes, whereas I found that some of the things that I really enjoyed at St Andrew's Hall was the challenge to really think deeply about the big issues that are facing missionaries in the 21st century. And for example, some of them like affluence, missionary affluence compared with people who are living really in abject poverty. I found that really confronting. How will I live with that?
And one of the things I remember being confronted by was the extent to we as Westerners are influenced by a modernist way of thinking. And we actually exclude God from the everyday. But most people in the world don't think like that. They are looking to understand why is my child sick? When should I plant my crops? Who stole my goat? They're looking for answers to that. We want to give scientific answers, but most people in the world don't think like that. And when we take the gospel to them, we need to understand where they're coming from and be able to explain the gospel in terms which which help them in those everyday struggles of life.
We were mentored by a couple who were returned CMS missionaries who were in Argentina. It was a really good opportunity to be able to ask them questions about what life was like living in another country and what were the challenges that they faced and how did they approach those challenges.
Another part of the course that we found really helpful was that we did some marriage enrichment sessions. So we had one session where all the married couples were together, and then we had another separate time, just Anita and I and a counsellor, and we found that really helpful.
I spent 4 years learning Greek and Hebrew at Bible College, so I was fairly confident in my ability to learn a dead language, so maybe Latin or something else like that. I wasn't so sure about learning a language that people actually speak, but the language learning course at St Andrew's Hall really gave me some confidence that I'd be able to do that.
It was a really great course because it was really practical and it was a lot of fun, and it's helped me to feel more able to learn a language, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I studied a lot of mission subjects at Bible College, and while they were great and really helped prepare me, I still felt that some of it was just theoretical and abstract. But going to St Andrew's Hall helped that to become a bit more theory in practice, or at least on the road to that. We had to begin forming opinions about missiological issues for real. We had to do cross-cultural communication for real.
They were mostly issues that we've thought about here already. For instance, I spent a lot of time thinking about social justice and relating to the poor. At St Andrew's Hall I had the opportunity to spend time applying what I'd learned about the Bible and bouncing those ideas off people who've been in the context of intense poverty and asking them, how do those ideas stack up?
Probably the best part of the course at St Andrews Hall for me was all the little practical subjects that we did. Things like staying healthy on the field, how to deal with bribery, security, and even the four-wheel drive training course. I'm learning a lot about trust. A lot about trust.
Never entered my head that I'd be doing this sort of thing, but I can see that it's got real value, and I'm pleased I'm doing it.
We even learnt hair cutting, which was useful for some of us who are going to countries where we might not find a hairdresser.